everybody, how's it going? It's the Fuzz! So the infamous Healmelion deck that it's been all the rage these days. Well, it's been doing pretty well. It's been made its way into Masters. And it's essentially a deck that utilizes this thing. Ever since it was given Lifebound, it got a lot better. And then it's essentially the same way as Healmelion plays. You get a lot of like really strong creatures, and then you hero power, double damage to the face, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna go over every single card, say what they do, and there's a little bit of room to modify the deck a little bit, depending on what you want to gear towards. So Healmelion, it's pretty straightforward. The double attack is very powerful. You either use it to just straight up win the game, or if you're battling aggro, you can use it to just wipe their board a lot of the time. Basically, this makes every single one of your creatures super deadly. Gomor Ironbeard is like a 10 damage threat by himself with just this hero power. So it's really strong. You generally will only use it once, and that's all you need, sometimes twice, but that's about it, because the one time is devastating enough. So, Relic Guard, the first of many priests. In fact, this deck has 21 priests in it, I believe. Something like that. There's a lot of priests because of the Angelic Temple synergy. Relic Guard is the only one-drop priest. It's pretty decent. It's a 0-3, 3-speed. This list, by the way, was given to me by Laurentiel. I asked him for one because I wanted like a starting point. And I decided to use that list for testing because I think it's kind of nicely balanced, where it's got a little bit of everything. And he went with 3 Relic Guards, and I kind of agree, even though having a 4th is sometimes nice because it's one of the most efficient ways to activate your temple. However, other than that, it's kind of a weak card since it's just a chump block most of the time. But it's a priest. That's really good. For Word of Grace, I initially tried running without this card. I quickly changed my mind. This card is absolutely insane. It's like burst damage. As a Healmelion deck, you have a lot of healing already, and so you can survive against aggro, and against slower decks, this card is how you win games, basically. In a battle like with Dragon Combo, they won't really damage you that much for a while, so if you can gain some life, you can just burst heal with Word of Grace and instantly win. Well, that's not true. They can hurt you with chickens sometimes. But Word of Grace, great card. It draws you a card as well. You play it with like 4 aspects. You get 8 life. It's even good against aggro. Just a little bit of extra healing with card draw. Insane card. 4 of guaranteed. Angelic Temple. This is the card that kind of is the foundation of the deck. You have to have priests. You have to play 2 priests to activate it. But once you do, it's a 3/3 flying life-bound creature. That's ridiculous for 2 mana. You can often spark this out on turn 1, play 1 on turn 2, and then play like 2 priests on turn 3 and absolutely crush your opponent. This card is really good with the life-bound. It absolutely devastates aggressive decks and can kill Goblin Warriors, Zombie Legionnaires, Tortured Orcs for free and gain you life. And the best part is they can't easily remove it until it's activated. So it's almost like it has Swift. Needless to say, it's a really good card. And in fact, because it's an artifact, just like Lamp, if you play it and activate it on the same turn, it can attack. Keep that in mind. Although that rarely comes up, but it's something to keep in mind. Again, your deck has like 21 priests. So activating these is pretty easy. And you have Instill Life. Really good card. Sunblessed Priest. That's really the only 2-drop you have. It's a 2-drop Priest. It's solid. The Lifebound is really nice. The stat line isn't great, but again, you don't have any other choices. Order 2-drops have been kind of bad. And, like, again, it's a Priest. And it's got Lifebound. What else could you ask, right? It's the... because of that, this card is actually good because it's the only viable 2-drop you can run, and you need a 2-drop. You need this card to activate the temples quickly and get some stop the bleeding early on against aggro. 3 Arrow Barrages. This is one of the 2 removal cards. Arrow Barrage is very handy against aggressive decks. It can hit the back, it can hit the front. That said, you don't necessarily need that much help against aggressive decks. But actually, this card is surprisingly good because you can also kill things like chickens. There was a game that I had where my opponent had 2 chickens. I actually mulliganed away Arrow Barrage, and then he played 2 chickens the next turn, and I was kicking myself. Because, man, if I just kept the stupid Arrow Barrage, I would just wipe them out, and I'd be in great shape. But, yeah, it's one of the only really good removal Order has. And it's useful. You could run 4, but that means you have to cut something else. And it's a bit tough. So, this list has 3. If you want to gear more towards the aggro, you could run 4. I don't think you need to, though, because you already have a lot of healing. So, I think 3 is actually an okay number. I don't really want to cut these, though, because against, like, hate bears, this is one of the only ways to kill, like, flesh sculptors and stuff like that. So I think I would sooner cut Ray of Righteousness or something like that than this. I think Arrow Barrage is just too useful and too flexible. Angel Blessed Knight, one of the best cards in the deck. It's a priest and a knight. That's really good. That stat line isn't that good, but the ramp effect is actually quite nice. If your opponent can't remove it, it's literally like a New Horizons for you. That's really good. It's good synergy with your entire deck. Solid. Spell Warden. This card is absolutely ridiculous, and it's one of the reasons Mono Order is even a thing, because they get to run this card. It's also a priest. Why not? All the more power to you. And the effect of looking at your opponent's deck and seeing their spells basically tells you what they're playing. Right? Not only that, seeing how many copies of each spell you can see, you can determine what's in their hand. If you're facing Dragon Combo and you see 4 Cataclysms, 3 Assassinates, he's got an Assassinate in hand, you should probably take the Assassinate so that Spell Warden is unchallenged, and if you get a second one, then you lock down Cataclysm. It's a ridiculous card. Denying your opponent answers at the right time, and seeing their hand, and it's got a good body. 2-3, you can just play it against an aggressive deck and just have it block, honestly. And again, it's a priest. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's on the level, almost on the level of Cavalry Field Captain. The only reason it's not like in every deck is because it is double order. So that's kind of rough, which I think is fair, actually. It's a very powerful card, but it requires you to invest double order. It's just because of cards like this, I kind of feel Cavalry Field should be double order because it's also an insane card. And maybe a few others similarly powerful cards should be, we should consider making them 2 aspects, but that's a topic for another day. Good card. Cavalry Field Captain, it's the best card in order, basically. Splashable, I mean, even if it was double order you played. This is the only creature in your deck that's not a priest, but it is a knight, and it's just so good, even if it was a soldier you would run it. It's absolutely ridiculous. 2 copies of Ray of Righteousness. It's kind of a flex slot. It's mostly useful against Dragon Combo, where you can kill, like, Scatador's Bidding, you can kill, like, their Karthus or whatever. But it's also helpful against Keanu. You can destroy Grand Reunion. You can destroy, like, their Treants, Wolf Tongues, and actually a lot of cards they play. The only downside, it's a little bit slow, and it's sometimes a dead card. Like against Aggro, it's almost totally dead. Although you can kill overcharged minions, which is kind of helpful. It's kind of hard to tell. It's not a bad card, but I could consider cutting it. If you do cut it for something else, there will be times where you will suffer for it, and there will be times where your deck will be better for it. It's basically a metagame call whether you should run this or not. 4 Namirs. It's ridiculous card. It's a knight and it's a priest, and it benefits knights and priests. Very powerful card. The buff is absolutely ridiculous because it carries through with the Healmelion turn. It's a ridiculously powerful card. The fact that you can instill it is just unbelievable. 4 off for sure. 3 Gomer Ironbeard, your last priest. This is like the only really heavy creature in your deck, but it is very threatening. A 5/4, you can give it 3 speed, right? And a 5/4 with 3 speed is, with a Healmelion hero power, is positively terrifying. If you're not worried about the board, you could just give him Lifebound and you could threaten gaining 10 life. Or you can give him extra HP or whatever you want to do. If you get to 4 Aspect, you can make an even more ridiculous card. You don't run 4 copies because it is legendary, so it could get a little clunky. Now, Namir is different because you can instill him as well. You cannot instill Gomer. Thank goodness. I mean, can you imagine if you could instill Gomer and Namir? That would be the most ridiculous thing ever. So, yeah. But it's still a really good card. And lastly, 3 copies of Instill Life. It resurrects basically everything in your deck except Gomer and Angel Blessed. But bringing back like Namir and Cavalry Field is just ridiculously good. Bringing back Spell Warden is really good. Block more spells. Bringing back Namir and a Priest for a quick +2 life. Or more if you have Priest on the board. It's a great card. I think I'd even run 4, but it's kind of hard to fit. I mean, more likely I'll just cut a Ray and put in a 4th Instill. Though occasionally it would get a little clunky. And having more varieties of spells does give you a little bit more flexibility against all matchups. So, it's a tough decision. That's basically it. The only, there's no like skill shrines or anything. This is the deck. It is not a budget deck. I repeat, it is not a budget deck. You've got 7 epics here. Cavalry Field is a rare. Spell Warden is a rare. Angelic Temple is a rare. Word of Grace is a rare. We got a lot of rares and epics in this one. This is an expensive deck. Not recommended if you're on the budget. I mean, you could replace Ironbeard, but you can't really replace Namir. You can't really replace Cavalry Field. You can't replace Temple. Like, without these cards, the deck would just be so much worse. And you'd be better off running something else. Probably Healmelion Green, honestly. If you want a more budget version, where you just cut off, like, Word of Grace and Temple. And Gomer, well, maybe, for, like, some Elf Warriors and stuff. But anyways, the only cards you could really consider, I've seen this card, Militant Citadel, played, because at the cost of a card, it lets you ramp out a Angel Blessed Knight on turn 2, and that's kind of it. But hey, I believe somebody did this in Masters, which was pretty interesting. I'm not too sold on it because since you don't have card draw, you don't really want to be wasting too many cards, and other than Angel Blessed, you don't really have very many meaningful 1-mana cards. Like, you've got the Sunblessed Cleric, the 2/2, and then the 0/3. That's it, though. Other spells? There are some other spells you can run. Solemn Prayer is a spell I would like to put in because it's got such synergy. A shield emblem on all your priests. All your guys are priests. Give your knights +1/+1. You got like 12 knights in the deck. Or bring back almost any creature in your deck. It seems like this card is insane, but it's just hard to fit. And because you have Instill Life, and Instill is kind of better, well, I don't know. I mean, I think it might be an interesting experiment where you would just, I think, replace Instill entirely with 4 of these. And then you'd play a bit more tempo, where you use Solemn, because Solemn Prayer is much easier to use than Instill, but it's just less value, which means against like Control might be a little bit tougher because, you know, you don't have that burst. What Instill lets you do is you can bring back Namir and Cavalry Field for a basically +3/+3 boost to a creature, or a Namir and a Priest for a big life boost. And just Solemn does a lot less, but I think it's maybe worth trying out. Could be a test for the future. Exorcism is an interesting card. I think it's more like a metagame call. It's obviously pretty good against evil decks, but against good decks, it's actually not that good. And you are a tempo deck. You want to get on the board so you can set up your hero power, so it's probably a little too slow. And the only other card, Soul Projection, the board clear that Order has, it's pretty nice, but it's actually very rarely needed. From the games I had, there were very few times where I would need to, like, wipe the board. Because against control, they don't play very many creatures. Against aggro, you just crush them with temples, or you try to. It might help against hate bears. Yeah, it probably would help against hate bears. And perhaps against Keanu, but Keanu tends to put out boards big enough where you won't be able to actually clear. So, I think that's better reserved for, like, Elrek shenanigans. It's kind of hard to fit. I guess you could toss Ray of Righteousness, but Soul Projection requires you to sack a creature, and all of your creatures are really high value for the most part. So you don't really want to do that. It's tough. I think it's a little bit too clunky. But hey, if you're feeling adventurous, I felt it was necessary to mention at least some of the options you might have. Now, I have a selection of games for you against actually a decent variety of opponents. I've had both aggro, control, some mid-range. I can tell you that this deck can match up pretty well against just about anything. The only deck that really gave me trouble was the Grand Reunion Keanu. I feel like against them you need a very specifically aggressive opener with like double temple so you can start swinging. And Cavalry Field is critical to get over their 3-4 library guards. And also Spell Warden needs to block Outbreak, because if they have like 2 Outbreaks, like they will just horribly punish you if you try to play like Gober Ironbeard. I experienced that in one game and it was pretty rough. So I hope you enjoy the games, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, that was fast. Ooh, Keanu. We got turn 2, 3. Yeah, that's probably fine. We can play Spell Warden to block Outbreak, probably. And then Namir on 4, I think is the plan. I'm not even sure what I could draw to make this better. Like, even if I drew the Relic Guard, I wouldn't play it on 1. The only difference would be if I drew another temple. I might activate that ahead of time to get more life. So mostly what we're watching out for is Tornado Outbreak or Grand Reunion. That's basically what these guys are blocking, but probably Outbreak, because without Outbreak, he can't stop powerful attacks. Horizons? Always Horizons. It is the best card you can play on turn 2. Without exception, I think. I mean, it should be pretty evident by the fact that it's played and sparked every single time. It can be. So he gets to go first, and I don't get the coin. Slash spark. That's not like the end of the world. I could block Horizons, but honestly, I don't think it's really worth it. We want to block Outbreak. Actually, it depends on what spells he has. One of the best things about Spell Warden is getting the intel on the enemy deck. Knowing what they have is pretty big. He has Fire Blast as well. Now I have to make a calculated decision here based on what I think he has. It is entirely possible he only has these 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Outbreak, because I think that's the most likely spell he run like 4 of. Wolf Douche. Can't really play Namir, actually. No, I need Namir when I can use his mana boost. Cavalry Field Captain is the key card in this matchup, because that's how I get past his defenses. But also just playing Namir and gaining lots of life might be worth it, actually. Because I already have 2 priests. That's a 3rd priest. That's Horizons number 2. That's insanely powerful for him. Absolutely godlike. Getting two turns ahead is just absurd. It is the best card to play on turn 2 with no exception to the rule. So it looks like we're actually losing here. I'll play this to ramp up. I have to play defense for a while. I may need something like Ironbeard, I think, to win. Because I don't think he can answer Ironbeard other than, like, double Fire Blast or something. Which is pretty unlikely. Yeah, he's gonna win. Double Horizons into, like, best follow-up into all this is a guaranteed win for him. It's a little late for these guys, I'm afraid. Not much I can do. I need to, like, Horizons. Is that actually worth it? As in, is it worth actually playing, I should say. Namir can buff up by 2. That's not enough. I will play him anyways. Because that's a 5-5, so... I gotta put him in the back for now. If I put this in the front, he'll attack with a 5-5. Maybe. And I'll get 2 life, I guess. I get a bunch of life. That's probably worth it then. Because it'll absorb a whole lot of damage. The Ray might make a big difference here if I can start removing some stuff. But, the only other difference I could have made is if I didn't trade off the Temple. Wait, what? Wait, why did he do that? Why did he just lose his library guards for free? I am totally confused right now. Like, totally confused. Namir is never gonna die, so there's no reason to keep another one. Can I actually win? I actually, after that misplay, I think there's actually a slight chance I can win. If I Cavalry Field this up to a bunch, maybe I can clear his board a little bit. So that's a 6-6. Yeah, I can just kill a bunch of his dudes. Actually. And get a bunch of life. I get rid of all of his 3-speed cards, which is pretty good. Which means I can put Namir in the front, I think. Yeah, I think I can. I also gained a lot of life doing this. That was very weird that he did that. When he ran the library guards in like that. I think I have a small chance. Not anymore. Not anymore. That's too much. Okay, maybe it's not totally hopeless. I could Ray this, actually. No, I probably have to Ray this. No, I don't know, actually. Yeah, I probably have to Ray this. None of these can attack, but I can buff up with this guy. Huh. I managed to make a comeback here. I actually could conceivably still win. Because he can't attack this. Storm Fairy is the worst card to deal with right now. Oh, there's that. Well, I can actually protect Namir with the Cavalry Field. No, I can't. I need to draw Instill Life. Okay, that's the card I need. Instill Life. Then I can bring back... No, hang on. What do I actually need? No, it's not gonna work. I'm never gonna clear his board. Okay, and still life is nice. But I actually don't think it's gonna do anything. I mean, I probably have to play it, right? Because, like, how do I not play it? Actually, play this first. Let's just get another priest on the board, basically. I have to try to win with the hero power here. But he's probably gonna win. Maybe I needed to keep my temple. If I had kept the temple... I mean, really, if he hadn't misplayed the way he did... Oh, yeah, that's winning. I knew that was gonna win the moment he played that. The moment he got it was gonna just win. There's absolutely no way to win that game. Wow. Well, I really hope he doesn't actually disconnect, because that would be a sad game. That's kind of weak. That's better, I guess. Okay. Could be zombies. Am I actually playing the Relic Guard? I guess. It'll stop the bleeding. That helps. He might send the noxious fumes at it, but that's okay. No temples, though. That's a real shame. Temple is insanely powerful against aggro. Maybe he'll be very nice and he'll double noxious my guy. Nah. More likely I'll just get a single noxious. But I can't really avoid it. It's still absorbing damage and taking powerful removal. Like if he's noxiousing this garbage, I have no problem with it. But we are gonna need some answers here really soon. Like if he doesn't noxious this, we're in really good shape because I just cavalry field. And clear one, and I'm in great shape. If not, just play cavalry field and pray. Noxious Fumes, it turns out, is a really good card. I guess we have to cavalry field that. Well, we don't, strictly speaking, have to. I could just go face. Nah, I'm just gonna still attack a zombie legionnaire because then we still get rid of 2 creatures. And he's very low on cards, so that's totally fine. And then we'll play Namir and then Ironbeard. At least he has more tricks. Yeah, I have to get the Vermin off the board. It's a little bit too good for him. And I still get 2 life, so I'm totally okay with that. So they trade, and then I don't know if I'll block here. I might not. I'm gonna toss the Words of Grace. I need the big bodies here to hold down. I could play Namir coin, Namir buff, and get a free kill. I think I'd rather do that, honestly. Like, his zombie is not very valuable. Where's my cavalry field is. And if he had Noxious Fumes, he would have just killed it right away. That's pretty nasty. I need to get on the board here. I'll do it, actually. Just keeping them under control. Keeping the zombie population in check is very important. He's also really low on cards. And next turn we bring out DJ Ironbeard, and then we have lethal the next turn. I'll use Namir to control these guys. Or attack some... If he plays something more dangerous, I might use the ability again and play the Cleric here. We'll have to see. I see. Alright, plan B. We play Ironbeard and just go face. Because I don't see that I'm stopping this. Because they're all deadly. Like, I'm not gonna trade with these guys. Gotta go with speed here, so they can't attack me. I think he should have kept the Necromancer in the front, because Necromancer trading with, like, Namir is good for him. So, this is the, 3 Musketeer lethal special. If you have these 3 on the board, and the hero power, you have lethal, 20 damage. Assuming they don't have an answer. Infernal Tribute would be, pretty disgusting. Pretty disgusting. Not the end of the world, but pretty tough. His best answer is something like double consume, I guess, but he's only got 2 cards. He could even hero power to gain a little bit of extra life, but it won't help him much, since I can literally do 20 damage right now. He really should have kept Necromancer in the front. He has a consume. Is that enough? No. I still have 16 damage with just Namir and Gomer. But he might hero power now. Well, wait, what? I think he used I think he meant to click this. Because, I mean, he could have used this first. He would have gained, like, 4 more life. That would be enough to keep him alive. And that I might have to play a little differently. But as it is, I just have lethal. Actually, we're gonna do the... Oh, no super BM. You have to have 2 knights for Namir to do the super BM. Alright, so... This was one of those games you win by just going face. Oh, we got a celebrity in the house. Drygord himself, motherfucker. That's right. Temple's gonna be critical, as always, because it's an aggressive deck. Probably. I mean, it's basic Neva, right? So that's my turn 1. Maybe. Actually, I'm not sure if it's my turn 1 yet. If he plays some shit like, Oh, it might be that energy. Oh, we have 2 temples. Got a coin temple. Because then I can, like, activate them both. The biggest punish is always, well, not a punish. Like, the worst thing is the Runelet. Since it's like a 3/3 that you can't really stop. But he had no turn 2. And in the meantime, I got 2 temples rolling up. That's a pretty good card. I'm not sure how to deal with that, actually. Cavalry, no. Very hard to deal with. It has to, like, attack me, I guess. Spell Warden could be handy for blocking like Outbreak, that's always a spell they're gonna run. I guess not. Well, we got one priest. The thing is, he might just never attack with this. Arrow Barrage. Oh, Arrow Barrage is the answer. Crushes him utterly. Okay, a little less now. Actually, a lot less now. Is he gonna attack with it? Well, actually, Namir helps a little bit. Because I can bump up by 2, so it can be a 5/5 temple. That's enough to overrun this. Just how much damage is he pushing on this thing? All the way? All the way, wow. He went all the way in. But the threat of Outbreak is very serious, actually. But it's just that there hasn't been anything I can do about it so far. I really want to draw Arrow Barrage. A Word of Grace, I guess, is helpful. I will wait for now. Got some Lifebound action. There's the Outbreak. I knew it was coming, and it would have punished me horribly if I played into it. He would have just bounced back to Namir, and then I just lose a temple for free. That's why Spell Warden is critical, because Outbreak is, like, their only good spell. And you take that away, and they basically can't remove anything. But now his energy has run low, so we're not in that bad of a shape. And he, of course, has to watch out for my other temples. I can't actually activate it yet. I'd have to instill some stuff, I think. Wow. Okay. He's had a pretty nuts opening. I mean, he missed his 2-drop. But other than that, it was like best possible 1-drop into best possible 3-drop into best possible 4-drop. Well, technically on turn 5. But if you're saving Outbreak, it is the best. Outbreak is the best 1-mana spell, I think. I don't know. Noxious Fumes is pretty good. That's close. Arrow Barrage would have been so ridiculous. Yeah, Arrow Barrage would have just ended him because I crush his back row and I stop so much damage. But and now what I'm worried about is gonna have another Outbreak, and I can't play around it other than Spell Warden. Come on, these draws. Well, we gotta get some life here. Oh, there you go. Yeah, he has Outbreak in hand. Little bastard. Little bastard has Outbreak in hand. I knew it. I fucking knew it. It's not enough he had one at the best time. He's saving up a second one just for me. If it was any other opponent, he would have just had the one. But because it's the Fuzz, always gotta double the Outbreak. It's actually entirely possible I die right now. Well, probably not. But I could. That's a lot of damage already. I have to block this, actually. These are doing 8. Am I dead? Wow, he had Power Discharge as well. Well, I'm not dead, actually. I'm taking a lot, but I'm not dead. And he's spending all of his energy as well. And I can, Word of Grace. Can I Namir something back? I can Namir this, but nah, it's weak. Watch me draw Arrow Barrage. Ooh, 2 temples. Well, I need to stop these guys, so I need to gain life with Namir. That means playing this. No, I think I want to instill Namir. He can't Outbreak or anything. He could attack this, but it'll just come back. I've got 6 HP. I'm gonna get another 6. I mean, I might as well just play it. I mean, he knows I have no combat tricks. Like, let's not kid around here. Can I just put it in the back? 7, 8. No, I probably want it. I probably want Namir to absorb damage. Because he'll have to send 4 damage into it to kill it, and then I can just instill it back along with this thing. Wow. Yeah, one weakness of this deck is this card. Well, I mean, not like cards like that, because you just can't. That's not lethal, is it? One. Actually, that could be lethal. Because you just have no good answer to charged Alright. Like, a single charge. By the way, he totally misplayed. I should have played this first, and then he just wins straight up. Yeah, I just didn't draw very well this game. Arrow Barrage would have been crushing. And other than that, the double Outbreak was really great for him. Or if I had gotten Spell Warden to block the first one. Like, after the first temple, if I had a Spell Warden instead of, was it Angel Blast or something? Then I would have been able to block that. Wow, that's a nice hand. Oh, I guess I should have said it would have been nice hand as long as I draw mana. It's gonna be Temple into Angel Blessed, I guess. Yeah, most likely. Temple into Angel Blessed into Namir, perhaps? Something like that. Keep the Arrow Barrage in case he has, like, Sculptor or some bullshit like that. Or he has that. Huh. That's interesting. I think I can afford to take, like, 4 damage, honestly. And then I'll just kill it with this. I need to keep Barrage. The only bummer is that I can't play Angel Blessed. I need to draw, Sunblessed Cleric or the... what do you call it? Relic Guard. Another Relic Guard. Taking 4 damage sucks, but it's like... okay. Oh, he had no play. That's astonishing. And I drew the Sunblessed. I guess this is the game paying me back for the last game where I had my soul crushed against that Crazy Rage player. Okay. If you hopefully put something in the front so I can Arrow Barrage the whole thing, or like Arrow Barrage the back. Oh. Not quite what I had in mind, but do I Arrow Barrage anyways? I think so. Oh, that's not Arrow Barrage. Whoops. Yeah, that's not what I meant to do at all. Shit. Damn, that's not what I meant to play. I meant to play Arrow Barrage. Alright, it's fine. It's totally fine. It's not fine, but I just need some luck or something. He returned that? It didn't it already have a charge? Let's see what he gives up. Let's see if he gives up the 3-speed creature. Because I mean, I can just mop up the zombies. That's not a problem. Oh, he gave up the Sculptor, actually. That's pretty good news, I think. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Probably gonna want a barrage again. No, I don't know. Ironbeard's pretty good, but Outbreak is kind of a problem. He is low on cards, though. I'll have to see what he does. That's totally fine. That card wasn't even doing anything. So, happy with that. So, what do we got? Namir Hero Power. Oh, interesting. I wonder if he'll trade. I mean, I kind of want him to trade, honestly. Alright. I mean, he doesn't have ambush strike, right? No, unlikely. Okay. Let's play this. I'm ahead on the board, so I think I can, like, afford this. Like, play into an Outbreak is what I'm saying. Alright, that's fine. Like, it'll activate this anyways. And getting an Outbreak out of his hand is nice. Like, Outbreak is a lot less punishing when you're ahead on the board. It's pretty devastating when you're behind. It's like a win more card, but it's also a win less card. It's just a win card. And let's just put it that way. That's exactly what it is. Just hopefully no Sculptor. Oh, that's it? Oh, easy. Yeah, I can bring back 2 guys, actually. That's not really worth barraging, to be honest. Sure, bring out Ironbeard. Let's see if he outbreaks anything here. No. I guess he's saving the outbreak for... I don't think I need Instill, honestly. I don't think anything of mine can even die. So the question is, do we Hero Power? I can do another 5 to him and gain another 3. But I think we just play this. Let's give him speed. He probably has another outbreak, but... Oh, apparently not. Oh, it's Meryl again. Payback for last time. This hand's pretty bad. Temples are the key, really, to beating Dragon combo. Because they can start pushing out the lifebound damage so quickly. It's incredible. And also Spell Warden is a big card. Blocking the Cataclysm at the right time is really good. I have to think about this. I actually have no follow-up. I will go Aspect, though, because I may end up sparking something. Normally, you do want to play the mana, but going the Aspect does give you more options. And since it's monocolor, you don't actually benefit that much anyways. Horizons? I think last time he didn't have Horizons, and that's a very big deal. For them, not starting with Horizons makes their game a lot worse. It's just like Demons not getting Portal is, you know, again, makes their game a lot worse. Alright, let's roll up the Temple. Arrow Barrage, I don't think it's going to do a lot, because... Oh, come on. Because most of his creatures are big anyways. Like, it's not going to kill anything. Might kill, like, a Library Guards or something. That's about it. But... right now, that's not really relevant. Mostly, I want to play Sunblessed, and then... No, I'd like another Priest to activate this. Because Ironbeard is pretty far away. Not that far away. But he's already very far along his combo. Because he got Horizons, and then he has the Obelisk. I mean, Ray is about as good as Barrage, to be honest, at this point. Well, no, Barrage can kill Library Guards, but we can kill Library Guards other ways. I think I just go ahead and safely play this. We gotta keep Word of Grace. This will be how I try to burst a win out of him. Since he's not gonna damage me at all this game, until Dragon, if I can get to, like, 4 aspects, then I only need to gain, like, 10 life to actually win, and that's not hard to do at all. A Spell Warden would be the card that would settle the game, because I could just take away the Cataclysm and mess up his combo. Oh, I guess Chicken punishes me a little bit. Well, not that much. No, actually, pretty badly. Wow, 2 chickens. Because of ranged, yeah. Yeah, this is why we have problem with chickens, guys. Because a control deck should not be able to play a creature like this. It's basically gonna... Yeah, this is why I need a barrage. Okay, I keep forgetting about chickens. Like, the card is so degenerate, I just forget it exists. But I guess we just play Gomer Ironbeard and run with it. And hope Gomer doesn't die, basically. That's pretty much my plan. If Gomer dies, I lose. It's actually not that easy to kill him. Oh, Soul Flames. But I've noticed a lot of them don't even run Soul Flames for some reason. Like, they run Power Discharge, but Power Discharge doesn't kill Gomer. It'll slow him down, though. I suppose it makes sense to run it. It draws a card as well. So he could use Power Discharge. That would help a lot. Damn it, that Arrow Barrage. If I had kept it, I would have been in good shape. Well, that means he can't do anything else, which means Gomer's gets the hit. I could even consider killing his chickens. I don't know if I should, though. Like, I could do... What? Yeah, I can't block because he'll hero power. But I can just kill them, but wow. That's the card I want right now. Well, actually, it's not that helpful because he can just play, he can just use this and then refresh. But I can still gain a lot of life. And then we'll hit him with Spell Warden. There's no way he has like Flash Freeze. Like, let's be reasonable here. I don't have lethal. I know it's one off lethal, but it doesn't really matter that much. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should have done 10 damage to his face. But then I have no way to actually finish him off. I have to go for speed because of chickens. I mean, he already lost 2 of them. But still. I have to assume he has Cataclysm. It's pretty dead if he doesn't have it. If I had gone face, he would be at 1. I honestly don't think he should have attacked at all. Because he could have blocked the temple at least. And the temple hit him for 6 and gave me 6 life. Double blue. Okay. He has no Cataclysms in hand or Power Discharges. But he can kill that with just his 1 card that he draws. Let's just take away the only card that's a threat to me this game. Yeah, he can kill it, but that's 1 less Cataclysm he has to draw. He'll just use this. But there's nothing that can be done about that. Well, we got Ray, so... But maybe we have to kill Karthus instead. Who knows? Yeah, he heals a lot here. So I can only win by healing back, I guess. I'm not even sure if that's possible. Probably that's how I win, yeah. So I have to kill Karthus. And hit him in the face. And hope he doesn't top deck a Cataclysm, basically. I kind of want Angel Blitz, but I need the other cards. It's not over yet. We haven't lost the game yet. It's pretty bad, but it's not over. Like, the way I win is with life. Oh my god, I top decked another Karthus? Are you kidding me right now? Well, I top decked a Ray. That's wondrous, I guess. I mean, honestly, that's pretty good. Thing is, he just kills Namir with that, so we want Namir to survive. So we play this. It's still not over. I've been getting pretty fucked, but it's still not over. I can still get to 40 life. That's the only way I'm gonna win, by the way. I can't actually beat Scatterdoor's Bidding. Well, that's a sick draw. So... was that really better than just playing this? Yeah, I'm not convinced. We go for... I think we just go for Aspect here. No, we need cards. I don't know. I might regret it, but I feel like I need cards. Top decked another Word of Grace. Attacking him twice is pointless. Removing this is pretty good, though. Because now he has to answer this again. Okay, it's still not over, guys. Still not over. He has to deal with this board. Well, actually, he doesn't really have to deal with this board because of fucking Scatterdoor's Bidding, healing him for like 4 HP every turn. He's not gonna deal with anything. Cataclysm? That's totally fine. Again, his life no longer matters. I can only win by, wow, the top decks. I just top decked him right into Oblivion. That's gross. That's pretty gross. I just drew like Word of Grace into Word of Grace into Word of Grace. That's pretty gross. I'd be pretty pissed off if that happened to me. Holy shit. Alright, well, that was fun.